This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the WWE Elite Ringside Collectibles exclusive, Undertaker as Kane. Now I am super stoked to finally get this in my collection as I am a giant Undertaker and Kane figure, and I cannot wait to check it out with you guys. But before we take a look at the actual figure, I want to take a closer look at the packaging. Alright, so I want to show off the packaging real quick first, because I always love showing off more like special packaging. This one looks really special to me as I am a giant Kane fan. He's one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, so this is really cool. The whole box looks like his mask, which I think is really cool. You got the more modern WWE logo. I wish we went to the scratch logo. That would have been cool. You got Undertaker right there. You have an image of Kane like this on the side right here. On the top, you have the Ringside Collectibles exclusive, and on this side, you have Undertaker revealing himself as the imposter Kane, which is really, really cool. Nothing really at the bottom. And in the back here, we have an image of Undertaker like that with the Elite Collection. And then you have Dead Man in Disguise. So it says, in July 1998, tensions over the WWE Championship were higher than ever. Stone Cold Steve Austin needed a #1 contender for his WWE Championship, and that's the bottom line. So Mr. McMahon pitted WWE's most sadistic monsters, Kane, Undertaker, and Mankind in a triple threat match. Mankind and Kane waited in the ring for the dead man, but when Undertaker failed to appear, the triple threat match changed to a one-on-one, no holds barred contest. Mankind, however, refused to fight his friend Kane. The Big Red Machine had other ideas. After destroying Mankind with a chair and pinning him for the win, Kane stared down the Texas Rattlesnake and removed his mask to reveal he was Undertaker in disguise the entire time. The new #1 contender for the WWE Championship had risen with one message for the champion: rest in peace. So that's really, really cool. Now, this thing actually does have a flap. We could actually lift this up here, and we can see the figure inside like so, and all his different accessories. I am so stoked to have this. You know, it's sold out in its first initial run, so I picked it up on the restock, and now I'm going to check it out with you guys. I wish there was something little in here. It's just plain cardboard, so it's a little weird. You could probably even rip that off and like put that as a mask for a kid or something, but still, this is very, very cool. So, let's go ahead and crack this thing open and see what we have inside. Alright guys, so here he is out of the box here, and I love this. I've always been a big fan of like the double-sleeved Kane look. This is one look that I feel like we've been needing for a long time. I've been saying that we need that double-sleeve look. We finally have it here with this Undertaker version of Kane, which I think looks really, really cool. You got the old-school mask, those like black flame scratches going across. It looks really, really nice. Same thing on the pant legs. Looks really, really good. Digging that a lot. The boots look really, really nice. I just love this figure. I've always been a big fan of Kane ever since his debut back in the day, and he just has one of the most striking looks in my opinion, and I think he looks awesome, man. I love this a lot. So what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to bring in the OG Kane, my Elite OG Kane right here, and you can see the difference between the suits. How I said this is a double sleeved, where the original Kane only had the singular sleeve like that, which is more asymmetrical. But you can also see the head sculpts are exact same. What I do like about this one, you can see in specifically, let me see if I can zoom in here, in like the eyes. Where it's more black around the eyes there to make them pop a little more, where this one doesn't have that. So it makes these eyes a little more deep set. It looks like they're really behind the mask and a little darker. So I actually prefer the older one a little bit better when it comes just to paint apps. But this one still looks really cool. Again, they're the exact same head sculpt. And my opinion, they both look great, with the exception, I just wish there was a little black around the eyes. But you can see the difference right there. Same scratch logos or emblems on the side of the pants right there. Same type of boots. The back, you can see the difference right there. But on this side, you have the same scratch logo on this side, where on this side you have like that cross stitching, that threading, which is really cool. The silver studs, I always really like that too. So it's really cool that we finally have like both versions of this original red suit, which is really, really nice. So I dig this a ton. I am just loving this piece, man. He came out really, really nice. All right, so let's talk accessories now. So we do get this head sculpt right here, which is a straight up Kane head sculpt, but I love this head sculpt. You can actually pop this off right here, and we could pop on this bad boy, which is the Undertaker head sculpt. I think this looks insanely good. I love the whole paint. See, and this is what I'm kind of saying. We get the paint around the eyes, like around the black, which is supposed to be like in here, so you can't really see that. So that's kind of what I'm talking about when it comes to the black around the eyes. It really, really helps to make those eyes pop. And you can see how Undertaker has that very intense stare. I always thought that was very interesting. Undertaker was always very expressive when it came to this kind of stuff. And just like that, I think that looks great. The nice long hair, all that looks really, really cool. The goatee looks awesome. We also do get another Kane mask like this. Now this one is actually meant to fit over this actual Undertaker head, like so. Now this looks really cool. The paint apps all look nice. I love the long flowing hair. It's actually longer than this Kane mask like that, because this is meant to actually flow over the Undertaker's longer hair like that, so it is meant to cover that like so. But as you can probably tell, this head sculpt, or I guess mask, looks pretty big considering if you look at it compared to the standard Kane head like that, you can see how much bigger it is and how higher it sets on the head, and that's because it's meant to fit over on an entirely other head sculpt. So I get it. I do think this is a good accessory just to have at his side, or maybe have him hold. Maybe not necessarily to wear all the time on your display, and you can if you want to, but still I think this looks good, but again, more as an accessory instead of actually him wearing it. But I still think this looks really, really nice. What I do love, and that's Mattel's been doing lately, we've been getting interchangeable hands, so we got two open palm / gripping hands for each side. As you can see, here's the black gloved one, and then two closed fisted hands, again, one for each side, which I do love. Now my big gripe right here is that I wish the peg right here was done in black. They're pretty easy to change out, which is really nice, but why wasn't this whole hand and peg just molded in black? I kind of hate the fact that this shows like the flesh right there, and these little cuffs will come off on both sides, so just be careful when you're changing at the hands. They do come off pretty easily. What I do like especially that the pegs on both the wrists and the head are very easy to interchange, but at the same time they hold on there very nicely and sturdy, and they're not going to fall off and slide off or anything like that. So that's really, really cool. I love that Mattel is stepping up their game when it comes to things like that. Then the last accessories that we do get is the more Attitude Area Championship title. Now this thing looks awesome, fully painted. I love the golden eagle right there. All this looks really nice. Here's going to be my biggest issue here, and you guys might not even care, but I do. This should be vac metal gold like most elites. So I'll bring in this elite title right here, which is vac metal, and you can see the big difference here. Now this is elite that we get with standard like $20 figures. Now I get that they're probably going a little cheaper because he's pretty packed, he's an exclusive. They didn't want to raise the price too much. I get that. So that's probably why they went with a standard like molded gold plastic instead of a vac metal. But man, look at this vac metal, looks so much better, and both titles are really nice, so it really depends what you're into. I personally would have loved to see the vac metal, but this is still the one we got. It still looks really, really good, and you can fit it around the waist and peg it in there like so, and it holds onto there nice and tight, so I dig that a lot. Okay, so let's run down his articulation. So the head is on a ball joint, rolls around very nicely, does turn left and right. Even with the length of the hair, you can still kind of get it over the shoulders. It's soft enough to move pretty nicely. Can up and down a bit and wobble side to side. Arms go full 360, up and out that far, rotation at the biceps, single bend at the elbow, rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. Since this is an elite figure, we do get ab crunch back and forth, which is really nice. I wish the paint went up a little more inside there, but not too terrible. Rotation at the waist, hip joints hit kick forward that far, back not so much, splits about that far, rotation in that upper thigh. We got double jointed knees, a rotation at the boot, ankles could go up and down. Pretty decent, a little tight right here, but they can go, and a slight ankle rocker. So overall, I think this guy is so awesome. I have a pretty massive elite Undertaker and Kane's collection. I have, I think, every elite Kane, and I think I'm only missing like one or two Undertakers. So this guy can fit in with either or. I just might pick up a second to display him with both collections. So again, Undertaker, Kane are two of my all-time favorite wrestlers. Excuse my voice is kind of cracking here, but they're both fantastic. This guy is such a cool and unique piece, especially with that awesome box and everything that we get here. He's fantastic. So he is a Ringside Collectibles exclusive. So you're going to have to head over to the website, and I'll try to leave a link in the bio to pick him up. But he's so great, so awesome, and a definite must get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and NECA Batman figures. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to an Elite Kane figure. And for even more comparison, here he is standing next to an Elite Undertaker figure. And just for fun, here he is with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the WWE Elite Ringside Collectibles exclusive Undertaker as Kane. Now, I absolutely love this piece as it speaks on two of my all-time favorite wrestlers, Undertaker and Kane. And now that the Undertaker has finally retired, I am super stoked to add this iconic figure to my collection. It was a really cool time and fun time in wrestling history, and I am super stoked to add this figure to my wrestling collection. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.